Working in a high-pressure environment means that there will inevitably be some friction. Disagreements, criticism, and stress are a part of a lawyer's life. This may seem like a bad thing. However, such conflict can often test the lawyer's true character and abilities. If approached the right way, conflicts can be an opportunity for you to shine under pressure. Say a client writes to you on Friday night. Their manufacturing plant in Haryana is shutting down on Monday and they need your urgent assistance. However, you were planning some downtime with family and friends over the weekend. This deliverable now threatens to derail your weekend plans. How do you resolve this issue? Would you write to the client and tell them that you can't help them in this critical moment? Would you send your advice late sometime on Monday when the client has actually shut down their plant? Or would you just seethe in silence about the lack of work-life balance in your life? Bear in mind that this is just one type of conflict that you will face in a law firm. Other examples include arguments with colleagues, criticism from a senior, and even unreasonable demands from clients. Given that such incidents will happen, it's important for you to stay prepared and have a plan of action. The surest way to get respect is by giving respect. Clients, seniors, and juniors deserve to be treated fairly and respectfully. This is an essential principle of professionalism. Unfortunately, it is also the first principle to be thrown out of the window when the going gets tough. We've all had days when the pressure of the moment has gotten the better of us. But it's on such days that being respectful matters even more. It shows the other person that you truly value them as a professional and as a person. This belief has served me very well on several occasions. Many years ago, I was working with a client who tried to lower our fees on every matter. When I relented the first time in the interest of, say, building a relationship, subsequently it became unreasonable for me to continue to devote the time and effort at the reduced compensation. Of course, I didn't want to disrespect the client by telling them that they weren't paying us enough, but at the same time, I had to convey that the fees were inadequate. What do you think I would do in such a situation? Pause this video and think for a minute. One day, I scheduled a call with the client and told them how much I valued the relationship that we'd built over time. Then I asked them if we could revise the fee structure since the firm was adding significant value to the client. To show that I truly cared, I also told them that the new payment structure, we would be able to dedicate more resources to their work, thereby reducing the turnaround time. The client agreed, and we worked together for several years. Apart from showing how respect can build relationships, this proves another crucial point. Respect is not the same as subservience. As much as I respected the client, I still owed it to them to be honest about our financial terms. Instead of silently accepting the situation, being subservient, I chose to have a respectful discussion. In any situation of conflict, including this one, there are many ways of showing respect. For instance, you can do it by maintaining a polite tone and acknowledging the other side's interests. You should also think twice before saying something that might come across as rude, or confrontational. In the example that we just discussed, these ideas resulted in a mutually beneficial relationship for both the client and the firm.
In the fast-paced world of corporate law, tomorrow's legal leaders need to be more than just traditional expertise. Introducing the LLM in Corporate and Financial Law, a groundbreaking program brought to you by Jindal Global Law School in partnership with Upgrad. Designed for the legal professionals of tomorrow, this innovative blended learning program combines academic rigor with real-world application. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to elevate your career with the LLM in corporate and financial law.
In a corporate environment, making a mistake can be fatal. It's just a function of being in a competitive industry. The margin for error is very low. Clients want the highest degree of accuracy and professionalism. Naturally then, lawyers are expected to be perfect. You can't give legally unsound advice, send shoddy drafts, miss deadlines, or commit any error that may jeopardize your or your firm's reputation. Despite your best efforts, you may make some mistakes. What will you do when this happens? Panic and lose composure? Push the blame on someone else? Pretend that it never happened? Needless to say, all these are incorrect answers. There's only one right way to approach such a situation. Apologize for the mistake and fix it. Yes, someone might get angry and you may have to spend sleepless nights cleaning up the mess, but that's okay. It's just the byproduct of making a grievous error. The important thing here is to ensure that you don't repeat the mistake. That's the only good ending to this story. Say you have a disagreement with a colleague. You were advising a client on a complex corporate restructuring issue. You had spent days researching on the law and formulating your opinion. Unfortunately, your colleague rejected your opinion within minutes of reading it. Now, this can result in strife or worse, snowball into a battle of wits. To ensure that internal conflicts don't sour relationships, there are a couple of things that you should keep in mind. First, don't be surprised when someone disagrees with your work. Such disagreements are perfectly normal since lawyers can have differing points of view. Second, prioritize giving the right answers over finding loopholes in a colleague's point of view. After all, you may have contrary approaches, but you are united in the goal of helping the same client. Third, treat internal disagreements as a learning opportunity. Being challenged at an intellectual level is a chance to delve deeper into your work. There's enough research to show that conflict can, in fact, benefit the end result and fuel problem solving. And finally, learn from the feedback you get. Constructive feedback might sting you, but you need to focus on its underlying value. Criticism, especially when fair, is the most honest form of feedback. Learn, grow, and move on. Depending on your perspective, conflicts can either be a complete train wreck or an occasion to improve both your interpersonal skills and work output. The ability to remain calm in stressful situations can be of immense value. The problem is that whenever something goes wrong, our evolutionary instincts kick in. This causes us to worry, palpitate, and lose composure. Maintaining poise and serenity under pressure is a rare gift. But it's also a gift that can be acquired with practice. Here are some ideas that you can use to cultivate this ability. First, ensure that you don't have a knee-jerk reaction. Give time for the emotions to settle and for your mind to develop a logical course of action. Second, address issues one at a time. While it's tempting to multitask when there are fires burning everywhere, you will only be able to do justice to each problem when you give it the focus and attention it needs. Third, understand that everyone goes through difficult times, including partners. Just because we have the privilege of working closely with clients and delegating work to juniors doesn't mean that things are easy for us. Fourth, create a support system in office. The challenges of working in a corporate law firm can be especially daunting when you're dealing with them alone. If you create friendships with colleagues who are similarly placed, you will have someone to share the emotional weight with. Fifth, try detaching yourself from the situation. I know this is hard to describe and even harder to implement, but it's what works for me during conflict. I disengage. I step back and observe the situation as a disinterested third party. This allows me to understand the party's underlying interests and motivations, and that creates a path for a solution. Finally, recognize that conflicts, disagreements, and even mistakes are not failures. These are just temporary roadblocks that confront every professional from time to time. With the right mindset and the right approach, you can recover and become better than ever before.